bypassed. Oh wow. Okay, stop. Let's try to answer this question. Why almost all mix and master engineers love clippers? Well, basically because they are magic. Let's find out together after the intro. Hi guys, I'm Steex, audio video production. Welcome to my studio, welcome to my YouTube channel, the place where I try out plugins and studio gear, but also guitar and bass stuff related gear. Today I'm gonna show you a new plugin, very cool, because it's basically a clipper. And I really love to use clipper in my project, especially on mastering. Basically I use clipper at the end of my chain on mastering, before the real limiter. And I'll show you, of course, why I really love to use clipper on my project. Today, the video is sponsored by Safari Pedals, because Safari Pedals sent me this very cool plugin, which is called Zebra Clipper. And as the name is probably telling you, this software, this plugin, is a clipper. But let's say it's advertised as a clipper, but in my opinion is way more than only a clipper, because you can really go far beyond than only a clipper. So let's answer the first question. What is a general clipper? Well, a clipper is basically a gentle saturation that happens when you push really hard a machine, which is a clipper, of course. Basically, we start to create this sort of saturation in really high frequencies, that sort of clicky sound that is really welcome on, let's say, modern kick and snare sort of sound. You can also use it in creative way. Usually you cannot use regular clipper in creative way, but this Zebra Clipper is really cool to use in creative way, because you can really push it and get lot of saturation, guys. And this brings to the second question. What is Zebra Clipper? Well, let me answer going to the PreSonus Studio One, and let me show you how it's really easy to use it. So as you can see, the Zebra Clipper is really simple to use. As you can see, we have an input, we have an output, we have the auto gain, really cool if you want to use only a click of your mouse to get the same kind of level on the output. You have the mojo, which is basically a sort of saturation. You can get more or less saturation, and this depends also on the side that you will choose. You can choose between analog, modern, and round. We will see the differences. Basically, the analog and round are really similar, but the round is softer on the basically edge of the spectrum. Then we have the sub boost, if you want to boost really softly, very low end, the very low end. And you can monitor here on the view meter the input and output. Of course, we have also the oversampling and the blend knob here. The blend knob is very useful if you want to use, for example, on mastering, when you want very gentle clip. Okay, so you have always here a lot of presets that you can learn from. Let's now analyze the saturation behavior, so the harmonics. As you can see, I'm generating 1 kHz sound. So let's now engage the Zebra Clipper. As you can see, it's still creating some harmonics. Let's use the auto gain. Let's go up with the input. It's creating more harmonics. As you can see, we have the other harmonics here with the analog style. If you choose modern, we are using basically the even harmonics, and I can pump it more. Yes, all round. Round is pretty aggressive, as you can see. All the harmonics basically I'm engaging, as you can see here. So if I go to analog, again is more on the other harmonics, modern is more on the second harmonics order, and round is a mess. It's everything. Now let's engage the mojo, and as you can see, is creating more saturation depending on the kind of style you're using. You cannot see here the sub-boost because basically I'm generating only 1 kHz and the sub-boost is before, so you cannot see here. Of course, if you use the blend, you are lowering this behavior of the saturation. Let's now analyze the equalization part. Okay, as you can see, the Zebra Clipper is bypassed, and as you can see, the spectrometer is linear as it should be. Let's disengage the bypass, and as you can see, it's starting to create some sort of equalization. This equalization is basically the saturation that is engaged, it is evolved, and is creating this sort of equalization. So basically right now I'm in analog style, and as you can see, it's pumping more the low frequencies and just a bit the mid frequencies from, let's say, 500 up to 4-5 kilohertz. Now let's go to modern, and as you can see, it's more scooped sound. So it's pumping just a bit more the low end, but very gently, and more the high frequency. So it's more open, the sound. And then we have the round style, which is, as you can see, pretty linear, but as you can see, is very, very gentle here on the edge. Now let me engage more mojo, and as you can see, I'm creating more saturation in basically these sides, so on the edge. And as you can see, if I change to analog, is with more mojo, I'm pushing more low end, and I'm creating this scooped sound here. Very, very interesting, this curve. And also with the input, of course, is creating more saturation, and as you can see, also the equalization is starting to changing. With the modern, as you can see before, without too much inputs, only with the modern engage, I've basically clearer sound here, and with more input, as you can see, also with mojo, I'm starting to change also the curve on the equalization side. This is really interesting because you are engaging more saturation, but this saturation is also creating some more equalization on your song, as you can see. So this is really interesting to understand how saturation can also change the equalization of your song, of course. Now let's go with the sub boost, and as you can see, there is this bump. Only engaging the sub boost here on the modern. As you can see, we are very, very low end, 30 hertz, let's say. On the analog, very, very low in analog, let's say 20-25 hertz. I can also lower just a bit. It's changing also the curve, as you can see. And with the round, okay, it's completely different. That's very, very interesting. Now let's use also the oversampling, and as you can see, with oversampling is also changing the behavior of the equalization. So as you can see here, before the oversampling, this is the equalization that you can get, so more sub, more mojo in the round. With the oversampling, as you can see, is quite different on the high frequencies, and is very gentle in the low end. Let's change now with the modern. This is with the oversampling. This is without oversampling, and the analog, this is with oversampling. Okay, that's really, really interesting behavior. So keep in mind that when you use the saturation and clipper, you are starting to introduce some harmonics, some saturation that will change also the behavior of your song in the equalization side. This is the saturation that is changing in the equalization. You are not equalizing the song. It's the saturation that is creating this sort of equalization. Now let's go back to the sound. So as previously said, I usually use clipper on mastering because it's the normal way how to use, let's say, hardware clipper. Usually on your FX chain, you use compressor, equalizers, some sort of saturation, some sort of tape machine if you want. And then before the limiter, you usually use a clipper because you want to get that clicky sound, something that is very magic from clippers. And usually if you use very high-end clipper, usually they are really, really expensive. So if you want to get that sort of more in your song, you can use a clipper before the through limiter. So let me show you how it sounds on mastering. Okay, let's try now the Zebra clipper on mastering. This is an R&B song, so let's listen how it sounds bypassing, of course, the Zebra clipper.
Sometimes I feel like I'm paralyzed. The
Engaged.
days drag on and the pain doesn't subside.
As you can see, I'm using here the sub boost. just a bit to round everything. The style is round because I want round sound. Just a bit of mojo before. I can gain just a bit more input. Very cool this style, and as you can see I'm using also some blending because otherwise it's too much on mastering. Let me show you.
My room is dark and I hear the rain.
You can listen all this very soft saturation on the upper part of the frequency spectrum.
The wind is whistling.
So this is too much, and that's why I want to use the blend.
It's done. Complain.
Before,
I brace myself to crawl out of bed. It's time to face this edge.
it adds just a bit of hair basically on the hi-hat, and I get more rounded sound on all the bass frequencies. Let's now move to another different song. This is a more rock style song, so let's use the zebra clipper on mastering as well. Auto gain. I want to use the modern here. It's better on rock style in my opinion. It's very soft. Okay, I have to engage more output. Oh, as you can see, here I can change basically the sound of my whole song. Using the modern style, I'm scooping a bit the low mid frequencies around the 300, let's say, and as you can listen, is less muddy the sound. So before, without the zebra clipper, so bypassed, after, it's a bit scooped, it's a bit clear. Before. Okay. It's more defined, the drum. I can exaggerate also with the input, as you can listen, and I can use the blend. As you can listen, the hi-hat is starting to be too much annoying in my opinion, so it's starting to be too crushy in the sound. Before was more gentle. But the sub bass is very, very cool. So I like to go just a bit behind. Okay. So let's listen again. Before. After. Okay, this is more defined drums. Okay, now let's do the same in a more Chinese style song. So it's pop Chinese song, let's say. Let's listen. Okay, let's engage more input, auto gain. Let's keep sub bass. some module, our sampling. Okay, it's saturating. This is the analog scale. Modern, way more smooth. Round. I like round. It's smoother on the upper spectrum. So bypassed. Okay. I need more output. Okay. It's very gentle. I like it. This clicky, cracky sound on the bottom. It's like listening to the sound from a vinyl. Before, it's very clean. Modern. Now let's try with analog. Bypassed with analog. I like it. It's more retro style, but it's pumping a lot more. But as I said before, Safari Pedal's Zebra clipper is not only a clipper in my opinion. It's way more than a normal clipper because you can go far than a gentle saturation. You can really create very cool saturation and you can use it, go very, very above the normal and use it in a creative way. You can be really creative if you want to use the Zebra clipper on bass, for example, if you want more something like synth-based sound with some saturation on the background. So let's try to create it. This is a slap bass, so let's listen. Let's engage more input with auto gain. It's too much. Modern. I want to keep the clarity. Mojo and the sub boost. Bypass. It seems like a DI. It's thicker. Bypassed. Bypassed. I want more. I can try also round. Oh, we can start to get more saturation on the bass frequencies. Analog. This is more synth style. But I think it's too much in this song, so from the beginning, if you want more gentle, let's use the modern style. Bypassed. Not so saturated. Yeah. I I really like to use clipper on drums because I like to get that sort of click sound on the snare and drums when you get really high level to the hardware clipper. So let's see if we can get the same kind of behavior. Okay, let's engage the auto gain, more input. Oversampling. The analog style is really aggressive. Let's use the modern, which is scooping a bit. Oh, the sub is really soft, but you can listen to it. So before. Okay. It's just a bit smooth on the kick drum, so let's use... Oh, round is aggressive. Wow. Modern, but I need more output. Mojo. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Again. I can blend it. So this is bypassed. Wow. I like this pumping sound on the bass drum. Analog is really too much. I need to blend more. Before. Bypassed. Oh wow. Great. Alright guys, I really enjoyed this Zebra Clipper. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think about these new plugins. I think that it's a really cool plugin because I really like saturation and I really like to use it on my project. Usually I don't like to use too much saturation, so I don't use in creative way, but I really like to use, for example, on drums, on mastering, to get that, I don't know, I call it alive sound, let's say. So you have the link in the description if you want to know more about Clipper and Zebra Clipper on Safari Pedal, and also if you want to know more about all the catalog of Safari Pedals plugin. So as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.